live. Welcome everyone to the Separated at Birth podcast, episode number 6. I am your host, Roman Wins, the motherfucking samurai, joined as always by my partner, the Full Measure. How the hell are you, my friend?
Is it too soon for the jokes? Isn't it more like Samu Die?
Samu Die. Now listen, we're gonna get to that later in the show.
What's up, baby? It's fucking good seeing you. It's good here being with the people. It's good doing another podcast, and thanks for that great introduction. I've been really excited to speak to you about stuff. We got some good topics to cover. I really do appreciate this time that I get to spend with you and with the people. It amazes me that, and it's probably because we have such a healthy selection of hobbies, that there's always some really good stuff to talk about. And I often start thinking at around like Thursday, Friday. I'm like, I gotta get my list ready. And then by the time I get to Sunday, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got too much stuff on my list. It's like a big problem. So it is a bit of an issue, but it's great to be here, man. It's good to see you. How was your weekend? I think you did everything the same on your weekend that I did on mine. But tell me how it was and I'll let you know.
If sitting in front of my computer screen, playing the fuck out of Elden Ring and drinking adult beverages, and I think we slightly differed. I think I cried a little bit more this weekend than you did.
I did too. I cried out of joy.
We'll get to that later in the show. But first, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is a Separated at Birth podcast, and you can be a part of the show at any time by either watching the video, which you're doing, liking the video, commenting during the live video, or you could use the Streamlabs button in the description. You can support any way that you can and have your comments or questions asked live on air. But if you can't support that way, you can always email the show, which is in this description of this channel. Email the show, suggest a topic, and we will use it for the next episode. But before we begin, I really wanted to say something to the audience. There's a lot going on in the world today and in the week and going on internationally. This is an international show. I am in America. My partner is in Denmark. This is a world that has come together in this modern age without borders. And to see something like what is happening in the world today, we're not going to get into it in this show, but if you take time out of your day just to leave that aside, spend a few moments and have some enjoyment with us talking about the things that we all love. I mean, that's what the power of a show can be. That's what the power of a community can be. Without getting too much into it personally, this has impacted my life. But being with you all, being with my partner, brings me so much joy that we could take some time out and share it together. So I just wanted to thank you, Full Measure. I wanted to thank the people. And I hope that you guys can get a little brief respite from the troubles of the world and enjoy it with us. Talk about the things we like. Take out your swords. Don't hit your glass.
Dude, is it your turn to have a spill incident? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me?
But we're safe. I'm just gonna drink it right now, so we
Bro, I don't even want to fucking say it. I don't even want to say it and fucking jinx you, because then I just put all that bad karma back on me again. But yeah, I can first of all absolutely just repeat or at the very least agree with everything that you said. I do also just want to add on to that guys, everybody that has been supporting the podcast, your support has not gone unnoticed. We've hit certain milestones on YouTube, like watch hours and things like that. We're doing very, very well. So that's fantastic. And that's, of course, you guys that are doing that. We've got fuck all to do with that. That is all you doing that for us. So I really do appreciate the support. And I mean, that's just a little bolt on that I want to add on to that. But I think to sort of start us off, and I mean, I've got like a bevy of stuff that I want to talk about, but I want to cover one thing that we haven't yet spoken about in terms of content or something for the show, but it's something that I know that you're a fan of as well, and I'm certainly a fan of it. And kind of like very exciting this weekend is a good UFC match on. So of course Covington versus Masvidal, which is this, I mean,
Street Jesus.
Some could say it's a little bit of a doctored drama situation. Two best friends turn on each other, and it's this and that and the whole fuck. Like, I mean, if you prescribe to the whole that there has to be a WWE storyline behind every fight, then yeah. But the bottom line is these two guys are two fighters that I if you take all of the characters and, you know, all of that out of the way, they're fantastic fighters. They're very entertaining to watch. Masvidal, of course, just putting the fucking sleep on people, and Covington having this gas tank that's as big as a fucking swimming pool. So, I mean, he doesn't stop. So it's a weird thing, right? Where like it's either going to be the way that I feel about this, right? Because I'm actually going to go out and wander into the nights of Copenhagen to go watch this at like 3 a.m. at a pub somewhere, right? And so I always feel with these fights that it's actually like a flash in the pan, you know, like it's like nothing, like somebody gets knocked out in like, you know, the first 40 seconds, which is cool. It's cool. Or it's just like this, you know, grueling affair, 5 rounds. Nobody really makes any moves on each other, anything like that. I don't know. It could go either way. What do you think? So 2 things I want from you. I want to know, what do you think? Like, first of all, like, how do you think it's going to turn out? And then I kind of know who you're going to back, but I need to know who your favorite is for that.
Well, I don't know if you know who I'm going to back, but I have a history with both of these guys. I have a history with American Top Team in Florida. It's a very sad situation because both were fighters that were very excellent up-and-coming fighters, but not getting paid. All right, they were not getting paid well, and both of them decided very differently to take on a gimmick. All right, take on a persona.
Because they had to.
They had to get noticed. Yeah. And Masvidal went to keep it real, street Jesus, like just go after what is kind of in him already. Like, you know, I mean, he grew up bare knuckle fighting in the streets of Miami. I mean, he started on Kimbo Slice's underground fighting thing. But
like, it certainly fits his personality more. And his turning point was this reality show that he went and did, and where he got to get a lot of self-reflection done and all of that. But it didn't really change his persona so much. Where I exactly understand what you're saying, because then, of course, you know, Covington assumes this douchebag persona, which in reality, apparently, he's not like that at all. He's apparently quite a level-headed dude.
That.
Oh, so the myth has become the man now?
It's a thing in so he took a lot of cues from what was getting Chael Sonnen famous.
Sure,
and he started slating
and Conor,
Brazilian
I guess, right?
people. This is before Conor started slating the Brazilian people, started becoming a pro wrestling gimmick, cutting what are called promos in the cage. Colby Covington started doing that. Yeah, the Conor thing where he just became this magnanimous character also was an influence, but he really took the pro wrestling gimmick.
Sure.
And then there's a thing in pro wrestling called believing your own gimmick, and then what becomes a shoot. That's pro wrestling talk. He started really amongst his friends, like being that gimmick 24/7. And Masvidal is the epitome of keep it real, homie.
Yeah, so it's literally the two sides of the coin clashing against each other, basically.
And so it's going to be there are real feelings here, and this is going to be a real fight, and I'm super excited for it. Both guys are too technical for it to be a kind of like where they're so cautious of each other that they're going to stalemate. They've trained and fought each other hundreds of times already.
That's right.
So they already know what the other is going to do going into it. It will tell a lot what goes on in those closed gym sessions if Colby immediately goes to the wrestling. If he stands and bangs with him immediately, then that means he does not fear Masvidal, and that means somebody's going to sleep. So it's a very high-level fight of the mind that's going to go on, and I'm super excited for it. And if anybody has a mild inkling in mixed martial arts and UFC, I really suggest you go check out this fight. It's going to be great.
Well, shit. I mean, I didn't. Okay, wait, hold on. You didn't say who you got to win.
I gave it away.
Yeah, it's Masvidal, right?
If Colby Covington stands and trades with him, I think he smokes Masvidal.
Oh, hold on. You're saying if Colby fucking trades paint with him, then he fucking, like, he takes Masvidal out?
That will show that he's not afraid to fight him at any level.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well. So here's the thing. I understand now why you said that. Okay. So no, but hold on. Let's fucking, because you're fucking around now. Like, who do you want to win?
I want Masvidal to win all day, every day.
Okay, because I had you on Masvidal, right? Because he just, he's like he's also like, he has the really cool catchphrases and stuff, and he just seems like a really cool cat too. He probably is this really just laid back, you know, fucking, you know, Miami dude when you meet him in real life. But
you're not supposed to talk about closed gym sessions, so I'll just say this. There's been hundreds of closed gym sessions between the two, and Colby's won way more than he's lost.
Because that's the thing. I think as a fighter, again, if you take all the gimmicks and everything like that out of the fucking picture, right? Colby is just he just stacks up better. Like if you had the UFC game, right, and you had the fucking stuff coming in from the sides and like stats and this guy does this, I just feel like Colby gets the better stat card. Because he just his again, I mentioned gas tank because it's a fucking thing. That's point number one. And point number two, dude, that guy stood up against Kamaru and with a fucking broken jaw for 2 rounds, dude. And he let Kamaru hit him in the jaw repeatedly, bro. And he just ate it. He ate those shots and he grinded his way through. That shows, like, you know, determination. That's all I'm gonna say.
And for the people at home, and I know this is a new podcast, this is a new channel, and you're getting to know your 2 hosts. I'm not just some guy who's talking out of pocket. I used to be a freelance writer for mixed martial arts in the early days, in the early 2000s. I was a contributor to websites such as MMA Junkie, MMA Weekly, which have now been taking, and then Craze Entertainment took over, and that got rolled into some of the ESPN coverage. So yeah, I'm not just talking out of my ass.
Okay, and so here's the thing. I am just talking out of my ass because I am just an armchair cynic, a guy that enjoys just watching it. I have no professional background in fighting or anything like that, and I am literally just, all of my knowledge is just from actually eating up a lot of the stuff that comes from those sites that you mentioned. But that was primarily the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because it's always like, for me, like, this is, you know, this is really the way how this stuff goes, where you, in a way, like a layman speaks to someone that's a bit more in the know, and then both walk away with 2 different perspectives. So yeah, but I mean, I kind of feel the same way. The business side of me says Covington will take it, the stats side of me, but the heart side of me must be Ultimate, because he's just, you know, I mean, he's gonna have some funny shit to say if he smokes him. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. And then he gets another shot at Kamaru. So yeah,
he does. And if Colby wins, I don't believe he gets another shot at Kamaru. I think they're gonna have to like do a scramble to see who gets another fight.
Well, they both had 2.
They both have had 2, but you can sell Masvidal more than you can sell Covington. Covington needs some
that hatred is run out now. Yeah.
Because his gimmick is wearing on people.
It is true. It is very true. Yeah. That is very true. Okay, so I mean that's so yeah. I mean, guys, we're not just games and fucking geek culture over here. Apparently, we're some bro down, ho down motherfuckers as well that like fighting. But that's of course something that when I do manage to crawl my way over to the States, then, you know, Rome's gonna take me out to one of these fights. We're gonna go for reals, and it's gonna be awesome. Speaking about, for, you know, going from, I guess, you know, like you mentioned, the gimmick just now, like starting to wear thin, to something that I didn't know was gonna be that much of a like it was gonna interest me as much as it does right now, is the fucking Steam Deck, dog.
Dude, you want to talk about a console that was built as a gimmick? I went into this thing, the Steam Deck. I love modding, right? I have a retrocade. I have a lot of like MAME boxes. I have, you know, if people are into fighting games, there was an old engine called Mugen where you can take every character from every fighting game and mash them together and actually play it. And that was like how a lot of us in the fighting game community could play fighting games in Japan that were never released. So I looked at the Steam Deck as, man, it's going to be an amazing mobile mod device that I can take. I have like a little pocket PC with me and play some games, which would be a step above like a Stadia or a streaming thing. But this thing and what it's able to put out and what people are saying about it, this sounds way more than that. I mean, there are people that are emulating like PlayStation games on there. Like people are playing, like are taking the, you know, Horizon game and God of War and playing it on the go with the full PC specs. What are your thoughts on it? Like, where did you come into it? You already said you kind of looked at it as a gimmick. How are you feeling about it now?
Okay, so
mine is due to arrive here in 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Oh, yes. You fucker. Now,
I mean, now it the day it came out.
If you said that to me like a month ago, I would have said, fucking cool, Roman. That sounds fucking great. I'm gonna go get a 6er. I don't really give a fuck about that. But so see, my issue with handhelds is I like the idea of a handheld. I like this whole idea of
which handheld?
Yes, both those. Yeah, the Stranger is also good, but no. So I mean, like, the idea of, you know, going on trips and I mean, I went from, you know, like earlier in my career having a lot of like long distance flights and stuff like that, so I was like the right fucking guy for a handheld, right? I'm a gamer, you know, all that. My issue is that inevitably I find some kind of problem with the controls, so that I don't find them too ergonomic. Like, I don't have necessarily super big hands or super small. They're kind of like fucked up in the middle somewhere, right? And so my issue is that I often feel that I actually, like, my hands get tired. And I know that if you play it longer and over longer stretches, then you'll get used to it, whatever, you tough it out, whatever. But it's just, I've always found more reasons to, once I actually have it in my fucking hand and I've spent the hard-earned money to buy it, to have issues with it, to not hate it necessarily, but to be like, ugh, I don't really, you know, I like, you know, like, and I have a fucking roster of games on the Switch, which Luigi's Mansion, which is a fantastic fucking game, right? Which I've probably put like 7 minutes into. Breath of the fucking Wild, dude, which to this day I have not finished. And that's why it was on my top list, because I'm like, at one day I'll get knocked on an island somewhere and I'll have a power pack and I can play this shit and I can actually finish it one day. But the bottom line is that as a handheld, I always like the idea of them, but then once I actually get them in my hands, then they end up gathering dust on a shelf somewhere. Now, I don't know. It's difficult for me to say right now if it's just the hype of the Steam Deck that's grabbed me now again, because it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. However, I have this whole issue with like Steam games. Like, sometimes I get lost in an indie game for like fucking hours, dude. Just random indie games. It's a big thing for me. I have like a whole bunch of them right now that I'm playing that I want to bring to the channel and stuff like that. But the bottom line is it's a different ball game now, because I don't have to go like crawling my way through a Nintendo store that I'm not familiar with, and, you know, Google, like, you know, which game should I be playing? Or, you know, which games will blow my mind on the Switch? This shit is on fucking Steam. It's all the games you have already. My God, I mean, just. You don't even have to buy a single game. You can just take this stuff that's already there. And then, I don't know if you saw, dude, but IGN showed off this this Valve like little mini game that ships with the console. The demo came out today, and it's basically like it's in the Portal universe, and it's like this puzzle solver, and and the console, the Steam Deck, has got all this functionality built into it that some of the puzzles, this sounds crazy, and I'm a 40 fucking 1-year-old man, and this sounds like a kid's toy, but like, you have to shake it and you have to do weird things, everything like that. The console does weird shit with it. It's on, if anybody knows, I can't even remember the name of the thing right now, but it's on IGN. It's such a little tech demo, but it's in the Valve universe. It's got the robots in it, everything like that. And I was immediately, I'm like, oh my God, dude, I probably need to get this. So I paid my €4. I reserved it. So I'll probably get it somewhere near the end of Q2. But I can't help but say I'm excited for it, man. I really can't.
No, I'm super pumped up for it. My situation was similar to yours. I traveled before COVID. I traveled a ton. I was constantly on a plane. And handhelds, I have really big hands. I don't know if the cameras don't really do it justice, but I have my hands. I have the same size hands as high-level basketball players. My hand is the same size as LeBron James. Like, they're just, I get finger cramps.
As long as it's the only thing that's the size of LeBron James's.
Unfortunately, I'm all potatoes, no steak. But I get finger cramps. My favorite console was the Vita, and like, even that, just ergonomically, I would get finger cramps, and it would just be a big thing for me. I would press on because I traveled a bunch and I liked having handheld.
But the Vita was fucking dog shit with the grips, bro. That was really not nice.
You calm down. But I love the Vita. Best handheld console ever made. But I have a problem with
for children, bro.
I have a problem with baby hands, with small penises. But
Velociraptor heads.
But I had a problem with the Switch just because you'll have 1 or 2 games, and then it's like, even to this day, I have a Switch, but like, I only wanted to play Breath of the Wild and Super Smash Brothers. Isn't there nothing really, or whatever mainline Mario comes out.
Sure.
With this and having access to my entire Steam Deck, all those little indie games that like you could just try out on the toilet, you know, just sit down and play, or you could take them with you when you travel.
Or the bottom line is, you can be somewhere and do your fucking Lost Ark dailies.
Exactly. You could do your dailies for MMO. That's a good idea. And they acknowledge what they don't want to take away audience, right? They're
No.
letting you flash the OS. They're letting you do with it and go nuts with
Which
it.
is a big
whatever
fucking
you
deal.
want,
That's a big
right?
deal, dude.
And so it's like Steam has all the money in the world, right? Valve has all the money in the world. They're like, take this, do with it what you want, but if you also, here's what our bread and butter is going to be. Here's what we want you to do with it.
But
I just think
that's guys that are so confident in just this. I mean, like, dude, if they sell 100 of these, right, and 2 of them gets modded, I think that's gonna be a lot, because most people just like, holy shit, I can access my whole fucking Steam library. Mostly fucking no one thinks about, like, Jesus, I'm gonna mod the shit out of this. That's a very specialized thing. So they know that even if they lose, like, 2 or 5 units to 100 to some modder guy that fucking bricks it or does weird shit with it or loads, I don't know, Mac OS on it because he's a fucking psychopath or whatever. The point is, their bread and butter is this years and years and years and years worth of library. Dude, do you know how big Steam's level system and cards and all that shit is to the general Steam community? Like the trading cards and the fucking achievements and all that shit?
I've never paid any attention to it, but apparently it's massive.
Correct. And so now you can carry that around with you.
Yeah, to me, it just was like this thing. I never knew about it, but there's a whole subculture for the trading cards and all those little accoutrements. Like, it's a big deal. But there's a thing with this thing, like with the Steam Deck. Games journalism sucks, right? It fucking blows, all right? It gets my goat really hard because it's very trendy and homogenized, and they all follow
echo chamber, baby.
It's an echo chamber. That's the best way to put it. It's an echo chamber. And when they wanted to kill Stadia, they united and killed Stadia. They went into this saying it's going to be a gimmick, but everyone's coming out and talking about how good it is. That at least lets you know that, bias aside, this thing may be a hit. And it's gotten me super excited. And that echo chamber biasy is something that I want to get into, because we're going to review 2 games or discuss them in this episode. And I really want to, challenge you on some of these conceptions when we get to that part later.
No, 100%.
But Steam Deck has me very excited.
Okay, cool. So Steam Deck gets 2 thumbs up from you, two meaty hands up from you.
2 thumbs and a katana.
Okay. Okay, so fantastic. Then, I mean, I'm just segueing into shit, daddy.
Let's go.
Going into something else.
You got the handles today, baby.
Going into something else that is also fucking getting people all hot and bothered is motherfucking Batman. And as our resident DC, like I know you love Marvel as much as I do, supposedly. But
allegedly.
But if as separated at birth and as 2 bros from different hoes, right, we would have to say which one favors one more, then I think it's safe to say I lean more towards Marvel and you lean more towards DC.
Correct.
So I think, and I know that Batman isn't your first pick, your favorite, but Batman is very close to both of us, because I think that, at least in the past when we've spoken about the character, it's certainly a character that has been represented by many different actors and has been in many different movies, some of them being very serious, like the Nolan movies, and some of them being a little bit more, campy, like the outfits that we saw with Batman and Batman Returns to a degree.
The Schumacher films.
Yeah, okay, and then, I mean, Batman and Robin and shit, I don't even want to fucking think about that. But the point is, this movie, all right, seems to, and this, if anything, this shows someone, when it's the director, the writer of all of them combined, anything like that, but fully embracing the fact that you need to probably, in a way, reinvent the wheel here and go for something different. Because we get a new Batman movie at least one every 5 fucking years, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes more. The point is that there's been so much said about this character. It's very much like the conversation we had recently about Spider-Man, where I believe we spoke about the fact that you know, with the Marvel iteration of Spider-Man that we have right now, they haven't really ever done Uncle Ben's death, and it's because Uncle Ben's death has been done to fucking death. And so the point is that with this Batman, you know, you can either fucking take the formula that's already there. You can take what Nolan and them put on the fucking screen. You can take what came from Schumacher and them. And try to make it better, or you can do your own thing. And it definitely seems like this movie is doing its own thing. Now, I'm very cognizant of things like spoilers and stuff like that. Not that I know any spoilers, but I know some people might want to go into this thing completely fucking dark. And so I've tried to do that, but you know, it's as hard as, you know, it's one of the hardest things, because people, you could literally not go to the sites, but people will just assault you with the information. But the bottom line is, this movie seems to be deeply psychological. It seems to be almost a horror of sorts. And I cannot tell you how excited that makes me. Just hearing that makes me super excited, because if you attach emotions to characters, fear is definitely an emotion that you attach to Batman. It's what his entire mythos is based on, and many people don't understand that. They think it's a rich fucking guy with gadgets and shit, but Batman inspires fear in people. People are scared of him. They're not scared of getting hit in the fucking face with a batarang. So yeah. So
Batman,
tell me, I mean, on an excitement level, 1 to 10, first of all, where do I put
50,
you?
50.
Okay, 50.
Batman.
That's a good number right there.
Batman is a 1B for me. All right, Captain America's 1A. Batman is 1B, and it always has been that way. Batman, when he's a detective, he's the world's greatest detective, and it's a film noir genre. When Batman is anytime with Superman, it's man versus God. And it's a character that no matter what the medium you put him in, it expresses the human in us all, and us, what we believe we could be capable of doing at our best, despite all of the worst that may have happened to us. So it means so much to me as a character. The critic screenings were out last week, so they've been sitting on it. The embargo lifted today at 3 hours ago.
By the way, guys, watch out for spoilers. People are going fucking stupid on the internet, so just stay away from things like Reddit and shit like that.
The worldwide premiere is today. The fan screenings are tomorrow, and then the general release will be this Thursday.
Speaking of which, you have a screening tomorrow.
I have a screening tomorrow. Yes, okay. I do. Which I'm super excited for. But speaking of spoilers and what you say, spoiler culture is a big deal. I'm not afraid of spoilers typically. If there's a movie that I'm super interested in, I will actually seek the spoilers out. It doesn't ruin the experience for me. I still can compartmentalize and be excited when I see something for the first time on screen. But for this, I don't want to see anything. I'm out. The reviews are pouring in. I just want to take this one from Variety. All right, Variety gave this 100, perfect 100 on Metacritic.
Oh shit.
Okay? Yes, this grounded, frequently brutal, and nearly 3-hour film noir registers among the best of the genre, even if, or more aptly, because what makes the film so great is its willingness to dismantle and interrogate the very concept of superheroes. It is Seven meets Jigsaw meets Batman's greatest
Zodiac,
detective
baby.
work. I'm super excited. No, but people are comparing Riddler to Jigsaw, so apparently there's going to be some torture murder in this, John.
Yeah, they actually. So if I can add something onto that, Paul Dano, of course, who plays Riddler. So first of all, I like the
prisoners. Oh.
Yeah, I like the idea. Oh my god, dude, I watched it last night just to get me nice and oiled for this. But the thing is, right? If you want to get me hot and bothered, you take a fucking B-grade villain and you elevate him. You take someone at the previous fucking time when like the average fucking dude off the street that let me just, because I'm yelling at you, I think. The average dude off the street that you say Riddler, they think Jim Carrey. And as much as I love Jim Carrey, I fucking love Jim Carrey. That was terrible Riddler.
But it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be shot.
I fucking get that. I get that. I get it. I'm not slanting the man.
Those movies hold a special place in my heart. They are peak.
Yeah, they hold a special place in my heart as well. It's the dumpster part of my heart. But the fucking point is that Paul Dano apparently submerged himself in fucking Zodiac subculture and stuff like that for like fucking months on end. This sounds a lot to me like what fucking what's his name did with Joker, what Heath Ledger did with Joker.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
No, Heath Ledger.
No, fuck,
yeah.
fuck Leto. So it sounds a lot to me like what he did, and I hope he's able to unmethod himself in a way that Heath Ledger couldn't. But the point is that he's going for, I mean, it seems to be incredibly entrenched in like Riddler is a serial killer. He's not a Riddler, he's a fucking serial killer. So yeah, it seems super exciting. If there's one person that I think, dude, and I don't even want to fucking say it because I feel like a shitheel for saying it, but I have a problem with Selena Kyle on fucking film, like with Catwoman on film. Nobody, even
Michelle Pfeiffer was so hot.
Yeah, but that's it. She was hot. That was it. She was hot. I am Catwoman. Hear me roar. Like.
I love that movie.
I don't fucking mind it, but
it can be extra.
My issue is like Catwoman is, and dude, I used to buy Catwoman comics, the DC comics, right? Like I think it was, definitely it was Selena Kyle. I think so. But I was back when with Knight's End and all that shit, and the Catwoman that they wrote at that time was fucking fantastic, dude. That was before fucking Birds of Prey and like her teaming up with fucking Huntress and shit. Like they did her good. She was sexy, femme fatale, all that stuff. But like she wasn't so. I don't know. It's. Like they go too deep into the whole cat fucking like I like my cats and like it's I don't know. I'm not articulating myself very well right now.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about where they went with like the kind of like Egyptian cat thing where she gets 9 lives and she's like actually has powers and they go heavy-handed with the camp
and she can see through the fucking cat's eyes and shit. Like, bro, I can't. I can't.
That is not the case. This is strictly for Catwoman year 1, where she is.
Roman, 1 second, dude. I just wanna. I think we're experiencing a little bit of an audio issue here. So
I look frozen.
Okay, I don't know. The problem's on one of our sides because it's like it sounds like I'm talking to R2D2, which I don't mind, which is really cool. I'm a huge fan, but
looking at the back looks like but I think I'm back. What do you?
Okay, you guys need to let us know. Just let us know in chat which one of us sounds stinky. This is probably fucking Discord, bro. Discord is terrible. We have to stop using Discord. Speak to me again, sweet man.
You sound fine. It looks like me.
That says Roman's not good. Says the full measure, your sound is fine. But then again, I'm the one that's actually putting it out onto the internet, so it could very well be me. But let's go ahead and weather the storm. I mean, even your video is laggy, bro. Like something is kind of stinky.
I'm gonna refresh.
Okay, 100%. All right, so guys, I mean, let us know how you feel. I definitely think we're all a little bit like superhero hungry at the moment. When we looked at last year, or maybe the year before that, I think that we had some kind of like comic book fatigue because we were getting assaulted by Marvel movies and stuff like that, plus the odd DC movie in the meanwhile as well. So it definitely it seems like we got like good stuff coming out right now, and because Marvel is, I wouldn't say Marvel's like in a low place right now, but they're definitely spinning up for something. Of course, we got Doctor Strange 2 coming out, and then the rest of the stuff for the rest of the year. So this Batman movie couldn't come at a better time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it's very fortuitous if you think about it, because it was actually delayed into the slot where it is right now. Generally speaking, as far as I know, this is not a fantastic time to release movies if you're looking for like massive success. Again, I speak, and I suppose it also depends on where your market is and where you're trying to do that. But yeah, but that's Batman. Now, I don't know when I'm actually going to be able to see Batman, but because my issue is, I think it's gonna be a while before it actually opens here. I think it's like a week and a half or something like that. maybe it's a good idea for me to quickly check. If I type in Batman Copenhagen, it wants to sell me like figurines, which is just hilarious. So yeah, it seems like I'll be able to watch it after this weekend. I don't know why there's a slight delay. All of our cinemas and everything are 100% open again. It's a little bit of a funky one, but yeah. Now, I spoke a little bit about Doctor Strange 2 just now, but of course, the latest trailer for Doctor Strange 2 came at an awkward time because it literally, you know, they premiered it, I believe it was the night after we had our podcast. I think it was like the Tuesday morning or some shit like that. So this is interesting because it confirmed a lot of the stuff that we were talking about on the podcast. More specifically, it really does seem like we'll be able to see the Illuminati in the movie. There's a lot of truth right now surrounding the Tom Cruise as Tony Stark or Superior Iron Man rumor. That seems to be a big thing. Professor Xavier will probably feature in the movie, so it definitely seems like we'll be able to see the Illuminati there. And this more than anything is the lead up to what will probably turn out to be some kind of a spin-off of House of M, but like a reverse House of M. To what we saw in the comics. Of course, House of M in the comics reduced the amount of mutants, whereas most likely what it's going to do now is it's going to actually make mutants be part of the universe, is basically what I'm saying. So that's super exciting, and that's also around the corner. So it really does seems like now we're getting into the good place with in terms of the movies and everything like that. I don't know what's happening to my partner's internet. I sure hope it's not me that's causing this, but yeah. Other than that, is anybody thinking of picking up Shadow Warrior 3? The reviews for that have been coming in as well today. I believe the official release is only tomorrow though, so the 1st of March, obviously. So, confession from my side, I never actually played Shadow Warrior 1 or 2. It was a game that was heavily recommended to me by people, especially Shadow Warrior 2, because people kept telling me what you should do is, if you like a looter shooter kind of game, which obviously I do. I mean, Jesus, I play a lot of Destiny and Outriders. Then you would probably like it because of the fact that it has Shadow Warrior 2 had this looting concept where you could kill enemies and it would drop, different grades of loot and everything like that, and you can essentially farm loot. But I just never got around to it. And this was a big, as time went by, this is an issue for me because I kept on putting it off, going like, okay, cool, but the next game that I play, and I own both. I own Shadow Warrior 1 and 2, and the next game that I'm going to play is this, the next game I'm going to play is this. I just never, ever, ever actually fired it up. Now, Shadow Warrior 3 is coming out tomorrow, and what they've done is they've refocused the game a lot, right? It seems to be very much now like a arena shooter, something like Doom, right? And it's got a much shorter playtime. Apparently you can work your way through the entire game in like 5 to 6 hours, and of course it's getting people kind of like having a problem with that, because how much time, how much game time are you actually getting for your money? But I've always said that a strong 5 to 6 hours I'll rather take any day before like week 10 or week 15 hours, something like that. But I'll probably pick it up. I don't expect, usually with things like this I go in like super low expectations, and then it can only be better. Router went amber, did a recycle, un momento, modem went down, doing a cycle, fuck my guys, I just this is the technical issues, things like this happens. This is what happens when you do these live. It was, of course, a big consideration for us at the beginning when we thought whether we would actually just do these kinds of things, when me and Roman would spend a Sunday together, we'd do a podcast, we'd highly curate the talking points, and then just put out like a video with, you know, stuff in it and trailers and things like that. Because then, of course, if you're not doing live, then you can actually add a lot of stuff to it. You know, you can even tailor in music and things like that. Not that we couldn't do it now, but the point is it's a lot easier to do that and specifically fix it to certain things. But we ended up thinking the live concept would be better. It's a good way to keep us on our toes as well. And it often means that you can pivot with the comments and stuff. But of course, that means that these kinds of things can happen. If it's not me throwing a fucking beer over a keyboard, then it's this. I have to say it's oh shit, I think we got our boy back. What's up, baby?
How'd you do?
No, I don't know, dude. I blacked out for like 7 minutes. No. I was explaining to them that, you know, me and you, we went through the mental exercise. Welcome back, by the way. The mental exercise when we started, you know, courting the idea of doing this thing. And we said, you know, do we want to do a live podcast, or do we want to do something that's highly curated where we spend like a couple of hours together once a week, and we cut this fucking thing up, and then we put in a lot of effects into it, and we do this whole thing, but you lose, you know, that it's not realness. Yeah, it's realness is not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you lose that thing where you can go off on a tangent. And I often find with like when we did that one pre-recorded episode, I can't lie to you, man, like 15 minutes after we were done with that, I was like, fuck, I should have said that. You know, like your head just inevitably does that, where I feel that when we do the live ones, I don't get that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the audience, let us know. You know, I know for me, it was fortunate when we did the pre-recorded one. We did have a failure, so we were able to like edit it and fix it.
Yes.
But there is an energy. It's funny when because we talk a lot, you and I, and when we're on our calls, we're just like laughing at like, shit, this would be good content.
This is true, but it's also like the thing is, I feel like when we record, then we get to cut out like 11 minutes of us just laughing like hyenas, because it's just crazy shit. So we definitely could tail it in a little bit more, you know, like when we're doing it like this. But just okay. So just finishing off on our point, because I don't want us to lose the very, you know, important train of thought when it comes to Batman. It's just.
Yeah, I want to put a pin in it.
Yes.
The Catwoman thing where I finished off of.
Yes.
They are doing, from what I've heard and what I know, they are doing strictly kind of Selena Kyle Batman year one from that comic book line, which is it's very grounded. So it's an excellent story. If you know the Batman year one comic, you're gonna be very excited. So
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. So yeah, there's gonna be that, and it's her, you know. Living on the streets, knowing what's really going on in Gotham, and then also kind of looking into her own past, where she comes from. So it's going to be her origin story like that, and it always dovetails with Batman's origin story. Sure. And they're going to lean heavily into detective stuff, which gets me super excited,
because that like never gets any fucking screen time, bro.
Oh, never does. They kind of just say, hey, look, he's really smart, or here's Lucius Fox doing all the work for him. Yes. No.
Yeah. Or like some crazy supercomputer in the Batcave or some shit, right?
Right, brother eye. But like they're gonna really lean into, you know, how his process is and how he solves crimes and the gadgets that he uses, and it's something that has never been really shown before on film. So it's got me super excited. And there are some people that are even going out in the reviews saying that it will be your favorite Batman. This will be your favorite Bruce Wayne, Robert Pattinson. Yes. And it's almost like sacrosanct to say that because of, you know, the untimely death of Heath Ledger and what The Dark Knight, that film, means to people, because of so much that surrounded it. But there are so many critics going on that limb saying that this may be better.
Doesn't it piss you off that we can't live in a world where those two aren't compared to each other? Like, let the fucking, like, I feel it's so fucking weird that for one thing to survive or for one thing to be good, it has to be better than something else. That shit has always pissed me off, because if forever you're gonna be compared, because my honest opinion is that, and my wife and pretty much anybody that has fucking ears are tired to death of me fucking saying this, but there will never be another fucking Joker like Heath Ledger. I don't give a fuck. Like, that is the best rendition of that character ever. I don't care. It's done. Like, in my lifetime, and after I'm dead, who the fuck cares, right? Nobody knows. But in my lifetime, that is the best version of that character. And whether that's through good writing, yes. Method acting, yes. A dedicated fucking actor who was told, bro, you did Brokeback Mountain, you fucking suck. You can't be Joker. And then said, oh, okay, well, you know what? Okay, let me see. Let me see what I can do with this shit. And knocked it out of the fucking park. Like, the point is that you have to understand that when somebody plays a character so well that they then end up doing 5 years of comics mimicking that fucking character, you know they're doing something right. The bottom line is that I choose to live in a world where these two things can stand independent of each other, and that I can look at a movie like, you know, Dark Knight Returns and go, it's probably, or The Dark Knight, sorry, and say it's probably my favorite Batman movie, right? But I can look at a movie like this, Matt Reeves' Batman, and say, Jesus Christ, that's a good Batman.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Why do we always have to compare things? But for some people, to pay a ticket to go to cinema, you need a frame of reference, and people will always compare to that when it comes to Batman, because it's the pinnacle of the character on film. And so it gives them that frame of reference.
People's frame of reference should be a fucking good movie. That's it. Their frame of reference should be like this is my issue, is that and I'm jaded by default with this because I read so many of these user reviews and something like,
get into the comments.
Yeah, I read a lot of like the Metacritic and OpenCritic stuff, and I do this, believe it or not because I'm a fucking masochist, but because I feel that it gives me. You went on record the other day, and you said that you're a student of people. You are an observer of people. You look at people. You look at the way they react to situations and all that stuff. And I certainly put myself in that camp, but it's also because I choose to put myself in front of people, and I choose to elicit or I choose to do activities that have to make people want to watch me. I do YouTube because I want views, right? I don't do YouTube because I'm like, hey, fuck, I like getting filmed. Like, I do YouTube because I'm like, I have something to say, and I hope that it gets people to look at it and disagree with me or agree with me, but have a conversation with me. That's the fucking point. And so I feel like looking at these comments and everything like that, it's almost like it's surrounding yourself with the people that you're trying to have a conversation with, right? And that shit it's tough. It's tough when you read some of this. And I'm not talking about the trolls and people that automatically score something 0 just because they can, because you can easily, separate that chaff from the wheat easily. I'm talking about, people that will say, yeah, but what's a good example? For me, the only Batman ever is Ben Affleck, and any other Batman can, automatically means it's a shit movie. Now, I just want to say quickly, just because I said Heath Ledger as Joker is the best Joker ever, I didn't say any other Batman movie ever. It doesn't take away
from your enjoyment from Mark Hamill and the animated. I don't
now. If you were to bring me a Batman movie tomorrow and said, bro, this has like another like Jared Leto's fucking Joker. I'm not a fan, but it's not. It doesn't detract from that. Doesn't make me go, oh, this is a fucking terrible movie. It's a portrayal of a character that I did not enjoy.
No, the movie did that itself.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's when you get the whole stink packaged together, then you're like, okay, wait, what have I put my hands on? But it's always. I mean, I went off a little bit now on this whole fucking.
No. I mean, listen, when I look at that and I relate it to some people's lack of faith in Robert Pattinson and will never let him live down the Twilight
being
years,
a sparkly vampire. Yeah, exactly.
Right, and it's so similar because people may not. We're old, you and I, but people don't remember that everybody did the exact same thing about Michael Keaton. There's no way Mr. Mom can be Batman.
Duplicity, all that shit. He was a fucking comedy actor, and they were like, "Oh, hold on,
She
Hold
touched
on.
my peppy, Steve.
Yes. Yes. I still think that's
Love
one of
that
his
movie.
best movies ever, bro.
I love that movie
Duplicity
so
is
much,
fucking
dude.
awesome,
I
bro.
love that movie so much. But yes, and you know, people haven't seen Good Time or, you know, all of his new movies that he's been coming out with, and there are people out here in these reviews that I have a whole thing. I mean, it's sitting on 5 perfect 100s just in the early first 30 reviews on Metacritic, and they're going out of their way to say that he is very much does the job. So I'm super excited. I'm excited for my kids that they're gonna have at least a trilogy of Batman movies that they'll that will be theirs.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah,
A good way to put it.
I look at it like that always generationally because I'm not being written for anymore. They never will let Peter Parker grow up and get married and be my Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, now you're hitting me right in the fucking feels, dude, because that is so true. That is like there's no Star Wars being made for us.
Right. My kids are half Spanish, half white. And for them to see a half Spanish, half black, and that be their Spider-Man and Miles Morales, boy, that hit my heart watching them just geek out over this character. So, you know,
look, I mean, I'm still waiting for the Afrikaans like superhero, you know, that comes from Namibia.
Well, you
know, it's gonna be like fucking caveman or some shit, bro. Like, I don't know, like
you got
farmer
the mummy,
man, farmer man. Dude, the mummy, you could have at least said Charlize Theron, you fuck.
Well, she's South African. What isn't
What Vosloo, Arnold Vosloo.
Yeah.
He's also South African, dude.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you fucked me.
I apologize.
You should apologize to him, bro. I'll be like, yeah, man, I'll take Arnold Vosloo. Dude, he was badass in that. What was the fucking movie with him and Jean-Claude Van Damme where he was the bad guy to the bounty hunter? You know what I'm talking about. God. You know what's up.
I've seen every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Dude, I've seen him like fucking 30 times, dog. Dude, don't make me look for it.
I know, I'd have to look for it too.
Vosloo. Dude, I just go Arnold Vosloo. Yeah, it says South African American actor. This fucking guy.
He sold you out. He's left the clan.
Hard Target, bro.
Hard Target. Dude, Hard Target's great.
Do you know what makes Hard Target so good? Okay, let me ask you this. When last did you watch it?
Like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe. Okay. I went on a Van Damme riff.
Okay, I think it's on Netflix.
He's like the South African Billy Zane.
Okay, I think it's on Netflix right now. I don't know if that's an insult to Billy Zane or fucking. I don't know, dude. Ever since I saw Billy Zane in fucking Shadow, directly after seeing him in fucking like
Phantom. The Phantom.
Is it? Oh, is it Phantom? I said Shadow.
The Shadow was Liam Neeson, I think.
No, Shadow. No, Shadow was No. Shadow was one of the fucking what's his name brothers. Shadow was one of the Baldwin brothers, bro. Shadow was one of the Baldwins. But yeah, you're right. Phantom horse riding, purple suit wearing motherfucker. But that was shortly after his success with the sinking ship Titanic.
Like,
yeah, but I mean, okay, fuck this. We're going off topic.
Yeah, we're going on a tangent.
The thing that makes Hard Target so good, and that you don't remember about Hard Target, is Jean-Claude Van Damme plays a fucking Creole New Orleansian.
Oh my god!
And he speaks with that Remy LeBeau accent, bro. And when I watched it, I was like, you know what? Fuck anybody else. They should give him Gambit. They should give him Gambit, dude. He deserves it. And I mean, I don't know if Gambit can split, but Jean-Claude Van Damme can split. I'm just saying, dude. When I watched Hard Target, I'm like, yeah, man, because Hard Target's got this really cool scene in them, like, you know, because basically Hard Target is these guys are like hobo hunting, essentially with crossbows and shit. They're chasing these guys through the Meadowlands or whatever and Louisiana swamps, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm in for some, you know, hobo bounty hunting crossbow shit, whatever. And I'm like, what accent is he speaking? Oh shit, is he doing New Orleans? And it is so good, dude. It is so good. It is I'm not doing it nearly enough justice.
I need to watch. And here's how I tie all this together, all right? Batman and the Phantom and Billy Zane. Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo. But we're going to move on from all of this bullshit.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh. Now we got to go into video games. Our bread and butter.
Video games. We took we took an hour to get here, but we're ready for it. Let's go.
We're ready for it. All right.
And apparently there's only one fucking video game to talk about. I did like a weird fucking like sad face segue into Shadow Warrior 3. Fuck that noise. There is only one game to talk about, and it's the oldest of rings, the fucking Elden Ring.
This game, my friend, I haven't had a dopamine hit for a video game like this in a long ass time. I dream about waking up and going to go play it again. When I go hours without playing it, I want to go back into my butt groove in this chair and play it.
I'm playing it right now in my mind. I'm playing it right now.
Wait, I rolled and I died. But okay.
Yeah, that seems right. That checks out.
It is so hard. It is so rewarding. It is unlike anything that I've experienced in a while. This crushed Sekiro for me, and I rated that game as my favorite FromSoft game. It is hitting me so hard. I love it so much. I can't quite put a finger on it. I'm gonna throw some things at you. Give me your reaction. This game came out like right next to another big game. It came out right next to Horizon. All right.
You don't fucking do this. I just told you I don't want to compare things. Oh,
people need a frame of reference.
Okay, they're both video games.
Listen,
there's your frame of reference.
But Horizon is sitting on an 88 on Metacritic.
I give a fuck.
Elden Ring is sitting at a 97.
That's right. That's right. And the previous fucking 4 fucking From Software games have all been like sub fucking 80 games, whereas the previous Horizon was like a 90 fucking 4. So this is scores. We shouldn't.
But scores come from a place, right?
Yes, they come from media.
Yes, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the echo chamber, right? Sound design and score. What game do you think does it better? From what I've heard and seen in Horizon, I mean, I barely remember, other than one dungeon and the opening of the game. I mean, what music in Elden Ring is hitting me? None. So I mean, what do you rate that?
Whoa, hold, really? The fucking
music?
The music in Elden Ring is not doing it for you.
No. There are parts that are super epic to me. I'm asking you the question. I haven't played both games.
Oh,
I'm asking you.
Okay, you fuck. You're setting me up here now. So here's the thing.
I'm setting you up. I'm setting you up.
I'm gonna split it down. I'm gonna split it down the middle, right? Here's the thing. I think the fucking music and especially the set piece music, like you just say like, hey, I'm just checking out this dungeon, picking up some clapboard, yeah, bro, and then fucking dragon comes out, and it's like the orchestra drops its nuts on your head, and you're just like, okay, cool. Like, I don't think many games do that well enough. That's point number one. But the level at which Elden Ring does it, when the gravitas of a boss fight and a situation and everything like that comes on you, is on another level. And wait,
I'm gonna capture that soundbite.
You fuck! I'm already recording the whole thing, so I'm like,
I heard it comes on you. I got excited. Sorry.
I will destroy all recorded media. So, as much as I like, and make no mistake, it's not like Guerrilla Studios didn't go out it makes me sad that this is the only game we're comparing it to. But fuck it, I'll ride in this boat. The point is that Horizon, it's not like there are no slouches in the music they're doing, but I mean, Elden Ring's on another level. But it's also because Elden Ring's music gets its game so well, whereas Horizon's music has a difficult place to find itself. It's a post-apocalyptic dinosaur riding fucking game. So what music fits that? You go Elden Ring, orchestra. Okay, cool. What kind of orchestra? Dark orchestra. Okay, cool. Yeah, done. Screaming angels and weird shit, and every once in a while, like a child talking back.
Have you come across those sirens in the mountain that are just singing, and then you know what those are, right? You go up to them and then they turn around and they're like these like hideous like ladies that remind
fucking
me
bat bitches. Like yeah, it's that's literally what it is.
Wait, time
And they sit like this.
Time out. You were like, you know what those are, right? I'm waiting for this like mythological name from history, and you go, fucking bat bitches,
No, they
yo.
they sit like this. They sit like this, and they'll sit with their backs to you and sing. And then when you go around the front, like, is this music coming from this thing's mouth? And then when you get around to the front, they just stop singing and like claw your eyes out.
Yes.
Like, and that's how that would be my user review for Elden Ring on Metacritic.
Well,
I climbed up a mountain.
Put a pin in that.
I climbed up a mountain, right? And I heard a beautiful hymn-like singing. And so I made my way towards what looked like a darkish area underneath some grove trees. And it seemed like there was a statue that was sitting erect. And this beautiful music was coming from this fucking statue. And I circled on the front, and then it crawled out both my eyes and killed me.
Yes.
Dude, the game fucked me like took me for an asshole last night. I was running around with my horse trying to like figure out a way to jump into a specific area. And so I hear like, and I have it recorded, I have to show this to you, you're gonna get a kick out of this. I hear like, oh, help me, I've fallen down. So I'm like, okay. This is obviously a monster that's fucking with me. It's, you know, it's like you go over there, it's like a plant or something. You're like, is it coming for, you know, like that shit, right? So a
piranha plant.
Yeah. So I like ride around and I'm like, okay, no, this is real now. Somebody's asking for my fucking help, right? And I come and it's like this triangle area that's like a lower area. It's dark underneath there. You can see that. And so I isolate the sound to that area. I ride around it the whole time. It's not coming from anywhere. I'm like, fuck, it's in there. So I stop, I get off the horse, and as I look down at it, like in the sound, you hear it coming out of the cave. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is a secret area. Let's go. And I jump in. You have died. You motherfucker.
I'm such a child. Here was your description via hand signals. I went into the thing.
Yes,
it was a triangle thing. I went underneath, and then I went in.
Like this. And this was not a euphemism for anything, Roman. Okay,
it was for me, but, right? I didn't have all these kids by not having a one-track mind.
This fucking game is what I'm trying to say. So, audio, music, hands down, Elden Ring wins it. Voice, though, Horizon steals it, bro. You have some seriously meaty voice actors in that game who deliver. Silence is ridiculously good, as always. I mean, why wouldn't he be? The voice acting, I think Horizon takes it though. It just has it, because the point is, think about it this way: in Elden Ring, you're spending 40, 60, 70 hours running around, hearing fucking stuff shriek at you and scream and everything, and that sound design is good. But the point is, when it comes to the actual spoken stuff, that's only like when you hit the bosses and things, right?
Yeah.
And whereas the cutscenes in Horizon are where the story gets elevated and certain characters, Lance Reddick, and then they carry the fucking game, bro.
Yeah, I mean, objectively speaking, I have been playing this game. I've been no-lifing it. I'm over 30 hours into the game. There's almost no story to speak of unless you are really trying to seek it out.
It's from software, dude. It's from software. You
was
started from nothing and you're coming up like you're doing the thing.
Just go along with me, though. It was billed as this George R.R. Martin written narrative story. Horizon has a deep story that people seem to love, all right? You have narrative, acting, vocals, performance work. You have an almost uncomparable graphics engine. I mean, Elden Ring has beautiful scapes, but I mean, it looks like it could play on a PS4. It looks like, you know what I mean?
And
it's not just
so
right.
Yeah.
It's not like this like overwhelming like next gen thing, right? And Horizon's like peak engine, just beautiful game, good narrative, but gameplay is king. Like all I do is play the DuckTales theme song in my head when I play this game. And it's like the danger lurks behind you. I'm just like, there's a stranger out to find you. It's like everywhere I look, someone is trying. No, that's DuckTales. What you do is grab onto some DuckTales. Woo! But like
when I see you do that, you know, my child brain goes fucking off. But anyway.
But it's just like this experience of like,
no, you're right.
Everywhere I look,
and
every boss fight to me is is a whole game, and we'll get into why that is later.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, I can't explain it. It doesn't matter.
Look, there's repercussions to everything that you do in Elden Ring. It is a game that rewards careful planning, rewards skillful play, but at the same time also rewards like thinking out of the box and fucking, you know, quick problem solving and being like quick reactions. And it's a game that hits both of those sides of the coin, which most games don't. I'll give you an example. Horizon, and I believe you saw me struggle through some arena in Horizon, and
Yeah, you fought all the dinosaurs.
yes, all the Dino Riders came to town. But the point is that even though I don't play Elden Ring in the way that I would engage iframes and perfect dodging and all of that stuff, because I play a range character, more specifically I play a mage character. The point is that I'm you know, cognizantly aware of that, because the times that as a mage, because I play glass cannon, I can only take one hit. So I have to be acutely aware of the fact that one fucking swipe from a tail or something like that can kill me. But that I can also end their lives like this. Yes, that's right. But I mean,
Everyone at home, are we doing this? Is this man actually trying to convince
it's hard.
you? No, it's not.
Can I tell you why it's hard being a mage in the game? I mean, can I tell you the main reason why it's hard?
Listen, don't insult our audience's intelligence. Anyone that's here who follows either of our two channels,
that's 100%.
They know that you and I are playing two very different video games, okay?
That's right.
I am playing Elden Ring. You are playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
I'm in the business of pleasure. You're in the business of pain. The point is, when it comes to a game like this, I with Elden Ring, the combat is, you just said it right now. The combat is where the game shines. You can talk about sound design, you can talk about story, you can talk about graphics, you can talk about all that shit as much as you want, but the game's fucking, you know, like it's built up from combat. It's built up from understanding dodging and when should you block, when shouldn't you, when should you parry, when should you dodge forward, when should you dodge back, what are your iframes, which skills are able to be pulled off fast enough before you get hit, all that stuff. And whether you are a player that plays, you know, fucking face to face with the enemy the whole time, tanking hits or not tanking them, but fucking trying to fucking land combos on enemy, or whether you're trying to range, the point is decision in this game and choice in combat matters. It's king. Now, when you look at something like Horizon, which sells itself to be that and certainly gives you the options to have very meaningful combat, the point is when you actually boil the systems down, it's create distance, shoot, reload, shoot. And there's no life in Horizon where you live up close to an enemy. Doesn't matter how good you are, because there are no dodge mechanics, there's no iframes, it's just AoE, 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 don't be here, don't be here, don't be here. That's the point. The game goes, yeah, you can hit with the fucking stick, but the point is you should be over there shooting. That's the thing. Whereas Elden Ring, and any From Software game for that way, because by the way, Elden Ring is only just an evolution of their formula. I don't believe that Elden Ring is this fucking new god that's arrived to the planet. It isn't. But what it is though is it's the perfect evolution of their formula, to the point where me, as a person that is not a veteran of From Software games and a fantastic supporter of those games, feel that this game was made for me. And that is a testament of what this game is able, you know, to do. It's not for everybody. But this thing is the most free-form version of a choose your own adventure, play this thing however you want, and you're gonna bang your head against it, but you're gonna learn to play better version of a game that I've ever seen in my life. This reminds me of back in the day playing Ultima, dude.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. The feels that I get for this game may have broken me, though. I'm very concerned at what my life will be after this, because I enjoyed a game like a Sifu. It was challenging, but once you learn the rhythm of the game, you're pretty good. There's a definite beat to Elden Ring when it comes to this, but man, when I complete a boss fight, it gives me this sense of accomplishment that I can only compare to completing a WoW raid from back in the day. Like, it takes everything I have.
That's how they get you.
It's Piston Honda raising his eyebrows and me knowing to dodge to the left, going all the way back to the Nintendo. All right, it's that on steroids, and it's like these epic boss battles where there's over 90 of them. All right, strewn throughout the world. Each one matters. Each one is unique and diverse enough and challenging.
You do them matters. All of that. It's
everything matters. It's just I don't know how I'm going to go forward in other video games and not get this sense of satisfaction. Just my brief time with Sekiro gave me a little bit of that, where the games that I was playing after that just didn't have that love. I haven't played Smite in 2 weeks because of this effing game. Okay,
yeah,
like
I feel you. I mean, I have several. I mean, we both have Lost Ark going on, right?
What's that?
Yes, exactly. I have fucking Horizon that I have, like, I want to build this and I want to do that, everything. And dude, I freely admit it right now. I didn't turn Lost Ark. I didn't turn Horizon on for a minute this weekend.
Yeah, and I haven't played KOF since I got washed in that tournament because of this game.
And you know what though? I don't regret it.
I don't regret it either. Yeah.
And there's a difference there. Sometimes after spending a dirty, stinky weekend with a game, when you come out on a Monday, you'll be like, fuck this shit. Like, I could have gone out for burgers on Saturday. Dude, the only thing I regret from this weekend is sleeping as fucking much as I did.
Yeah, I went to bed at a decent hour this weekend. I'm a little upset about that.
I did not, but I'm still upset about that. I'm like, I did 4 hours, bitch. I could have done 2. Is what I'm saying. Like, no, it is clearly a game that has obsessed me and grabbed me far more than I would have ever wanted to give it credit for, right? But I understand what you're saying, and I want to attach a comment to what you're saying now. Like, what does this do for you down the line? Like, when all this is done and dusted, and let's be honest. I mean, there's still quite a bit for us to do in Elden Ring. I mean, this is at least another 100, 200 hours, whatever you want to do with the game. There's still a lot of time in there for it, right? The point is, yes, we will arrive at a time after Elden Ring. I think, if anything, what Elden Ring will do for me is in many ways the same way how I fired up Demon Souls Remake on a whim because I didn't really know what to do, and I was a little bit content dry, and I was like, let me do this. People have been asking for this, and if anything, I can at least give myself an indication of what it'll be like playing Elden Ring down the line or something like that, but more specifically what it would be like playing that in front of an audience. And I found myself enraptured by the game, right? And that's a fucking remake of a game that's like, I don't know how many fucking years old. The point is, Elden Ring will change things for us. It'll change what we think of in terms of an open world game, because I'm sorry, but a Dying Light 2 and a Far Cry and shit like and Assassin's Creed they need to step the fuck up.
Oh, they're in trouble. This is the best open world game I've ever played.
Dude, this is the open world game.
Yeah, it's killed. I learned that I didn't need an open world like The Witcher where every village has 30 quests. Its gameplay is king. And
no, fuck quests. Fuck quests.
There is a living world in this world. There are little burned out villages. There are armies fighting monsters.
You can actually find quests in this game, but you know what happens? You don't get a little pop-up going, go to the village. No, it's you speak to someone and that person says, yeah, it'd be really nice to get this fucking amulet from this fucking dude up in the mountain. You're like, oh, okay, fucking sweet, whatever. It's some passing conversation. And like 6 hours later, you ass scales that mountain. You're like, hold on, this is the beggar from the, and the guy goes, I have the amulet. Oh fuck, this is the guy. And all of that is unguided. There's no quest pop-up marker, nothing. There's no thing going, remember to buy the amulet, bitch. Like, there's nothing like that. You don't buy the amulet, you never get this. Exactly. No,
and
it's
and if you see a quest giver, it's up to you to put a marker on your map and remember.
Fuck, you could murder that dude if you want to.
I know. I murdered the War Monster because I really liked his armor. Now I'm the Samurai King. I'm clad in silver with my katanas.
You should go. You should go back there at night.
What, his ghost?
Just giving you a little bit of a.
Oh man.
A little something. You should go.
An example of a quest.
I believe. Okay, so I believe my man is streaming tonight, guys, and all of you.
I am streaming tonight.
You should go check my boy. He's gonna be clapping those cheeks in Elden Ring. But I'm just saying, open it up, and go.
What, my cheeks or the game?
Yeah,
or
both, baby. You know, you'll be opening those cheeks later. But here's the thing, though. I need you to go past the War Dancer's hut. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, just go pay your visit. You know, go pay your fucking respects.
Is he crossed with me?
You murdered the motherfucking cold blood. Just go see what's up. Go at night and wear a fucking diaper.
Oh boy. Yeah. So yeah, an example of a quest in the world was I came across this woman. She said, "Hey, my dad is stuck in a guard post. Can you go in there?" And I go up into the castle. I eviscerate everyone. I find this dude in there. He's the captain of the guard, and he's like, "Oh, you came across my daughter. I can't leave my post until my duty's done and my forces take back the castle." And then this is like the only time, like after talking to this guy, the knights weren't trying to violate every orifice in my body. So we work together to fight all the monsters. I get to the end of the castle and I kill a boss in there. I go back, he's gone, and I can't find the daughter, but I know that they're out there and I have to just look for them in the immediate area. There's no one there to hold my hand. Yes. Tell me, go back here and get your reward. I did later, like by accident, like 4 hours later.
That's how most of the stuff happens in this game. Is like I'm running from, oh Jesus, please don't kill me, and I fall down a cliff somewhere. Like, hey, is this the guy I was looking for? Like, what's up? Like,
it's the culmination of my time in gaming, and it doesn't insult my intelligence, and it pulls from many genres to give me this gaming experience that is very fulfilling to me. It cannot be fulfilling to you because you play a different game. You're playing Halo Kitty Island Adventure.
Hold on. Let me, before you start, belittling my kitties. Yeah, like, let me ask you something. Do you think, okay, and this is me trying to understand why this clicks so good and why it clicks good for me and you, but probably for a lot of people. Do you think it's the fact that the UI and the game systems are so sparse with reminding you of these things that you feel okay with just fucking struggling your ass off for 8 hours to work your way into like a half a kilometer of dungeon? And because there's nothing going like, hey, fuckface, you could be getting these Zoidoid credits by doing these side quests over here. You like that? You know what I'm saying?
It takes it out. It takes 100%. It takes away from it. I've never experienced anything like this where every accomplishment is a feat, and that in and of itself is the reward. Playing a video game is about playing a video game.
I agree.
There's too much hand-holding in video games. If I go into this beautifully crafted open world and you give me 1 billion mile markers along the way, all I'm going to do is look at the mile markers. I'm not going to look at the mountain. I'm not going to look at the vista. I'm not going to go inspect the village around the corner in hopes that there's a monster that can give me an OP summon. Like,
I'm not going to climb the tower and then slowly turn in a half moon circle and fucking mark down areas where I want to go to. Like, yeah, it's just the fucking open world game of today has become a fucking, and I'll say it, a retarded fucking idea of box checking.
The views and comments of the full measure are that of the full measure and only the full measure. Separated at birth does not condone the comments that are said below.
But we do though. But here's the thing.
Sorry, I had that's for our lawyers.
No, 100%. The four of them that are waiting in the room outside. The point with the cops. The point is that my issue with this is that if anything, this game has shown a light on how much of a box checking exercise open world games have become, and.
It's not just open world games. It's like these bigger games where, all games.
Content filler games.
Yes. God of War stands separate because The combat was fun and the narrative was amazing.
But no, you see, this is the thing. Not true though, because here's the thing.
I like the story and I like the combat.
Yes,
that's
yes, yeah. But God of War had those. You gotta go over here and open this fucking box up so you can get this fucking thing. That shit has to go. It has to go.
I agree, but it can't go 100%. It can't go 100%. Sorry, I was reading chat.
But no. I read chat and then I read you, so I got you.
It can't go away 100%, but
it has to.
It do a better job.
It has to. I believe. Here's what I think. What happens, right? I don't think it's immediate. It's not like a fucking instant thing, because a lot of these fucking things are like, dude, Far Cry 9 is already being fucking worked on for all we know. The point is, a lot of these Assassin's Creed 69, like, bro, the point is, like, it doesn't happen immediately, but this, see, the whole thing with From Software's games, right, and their recipe has always been like, yeah, but you guys didn't get universal fucking acclaim, like you have the fucking hardcore motherfuckers that love you, but everybody else thinks it's dog shit. The point is, now you have a must play title from Software, and that
must watch.
Yeah, and that to them is a big deal, because you have their let's say contemporaries, if you want to put it that way, although I wouldn't put them in the same fucking camp. And again, this is all comments coming from a fucking From Software layman. I'm not the I'm not the guy. Layman's. I'm not the fucking guy. I'm not the fucking DS123 Bloodborne super god fucking played the game naked and fucking murked shit everything. I'm not the guy. The point is, this thing changes stuff, and Assassin's Creed, right, which has been on a fucking, like, a straight down nosedive for the last bunch of fucking years. I don't give a fuck how much you liked Valhalla, all that stuff. The point is, the games are stale as shit. They are. I don't even want to, Far Cry, I don't know why I keep saying Far Cry. Fuck Far Cry. The point is that these open world games that recycle the same content and that make it seem cool for you to climb a fucking mountain to unlock a paint can fuck off. The shit is done. And the thing is, here's a game like Elden Ring, which is not only brutally difficult, because the point is this, the game is brutally hard, right? From you start the game, you walk down the hill, and a dude on a horse beats your ass mercilessly. Like a Cherokee drum, bro. He just goes, it's done, right? The point is that the game is tough as fuck, but at the same time, it is open, because it's going like, no, but don't ride down the hill. Go fucking left. Go explore the beach. Go get eaten by a fucking giant crab. That's another thing you can do. Like, you don't have to get killed by this dude on a horse. There's crabs that want you. So, it's just, I've spoken to at least 3 of my buddies, right, who are all shooter fans, right? These are the COD boys, who were like, dude, we see you carrying on about this Elden Ring shit, man. And it's like, and for a South African, Elden Ring is like almost $1,000. So 1,000 rand, it's a lot of money. So to give you an idea, like, I don't know, like back in the day, my rent was like fucking 8,000. So it's basically like 12% of your rent for a game.
Wow.
And these guys are going like, man, should we pick this shit up? And I'm like, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you to fucking buy a game. I know how expensive these things are. It's fucking terrible. It's essentially the same as going out drinking for like 4 days straight and eating to your heart's content is one fucking game. It's like stupid. But anyway, but I can tell you that this is probably the most fun I've had with my clothes on for like a long time, right? And all 3 of these fucking dudes bought this shit and like made a group on WhatsApp and have been assaulting me with shit the whole day. Bro, do you fucking see this? Like, look at this. I went into a cave and a giant like moth ate my face. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's what happens. That's From Software, bro. That's what they do. The moths eat you. Like whenever you see something nice, like it's a butterfly that'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I found as I got older and I became an older gamer, I didn't want a challenge per se. If it was a narrative game, I'd play it on the easiest difficulty.
You lying fuck.
But listen, let me follow me. it would make me want to just get through the game, you know, watch the movie game play out. Like I'm talking
do
like
I
an
need to
Uncharted.
take my cap off and let Shiny McFarstein come out here, because you are lying. You love the challenge.
In this game, it's hitting me different. I do love a challenge, but
Every game, dog. You always think about ways to make a game more challenging. Every single game that I've played with you, like, hold on, is there a way for me to make this harder? Like, what if I do this naked? Like, is there a way for me to get stabbed in both eyeballs and then try to fucking do this? Like, you always try to go ape shit with this, bro.
Well, it looks like I'm playing this game naked and harder than you, all right? Because all we do,
100%,
guys,
100%.
is share video clips or like little experience things with one another on how our games are going. And I'm just like, guys, full measure, I got this. I just did this boss fight. I really think it's emblematic of the entire
That was a
Elden
good
Ring
speech. That was a good speech. That was a good speech.
Elden Ring experience. I just want to show the people, hey, if you can get by this and do this, you're gonna really enjoy the game. If this doesn't look like it's for you, you probably aren't gonna do it. I made a YouTube video. I was gonna do a Roman reviews on it, and he's like, okay, cool. He sends me a clip. 5 minutes later, he killed the same boss in a minute. I uninstalled Elden Ring. There will be no stream tonight. Fucking carry on.
Well, no, it wasn't exactly like that, but it's pretty much it summed it up. I think this is the thing that probably endears me to Elden Ring the most, is the fact that someone who I enjoy talking about games with, and who plays the same games as me, and so whose opinion about those games I respect, and I don't just, you know, like it's not like some fucking Counter-Strike player came and played this game. This is trash, bro. This is trash. Fuck this game. Like, it's not like that. It's a contemporary who enjoys the same games as I do, but views those games in a very different way. And the way that you approach this game is you picked an aesthetic in the game that you wanted to go for. And you've done everything from your side to fit into that aesthetic, while at the same time remembering how you played Sekiro, going like, guys, I'm going for stylish parries and I want to do good fucking deflects, and you know, like I wanna make it look like I'm this fucking samurai and I'm doing my thing. And before they announced, dude, I announced that night on my stream. I had the screenshot up of the I think it was the Confessor and the fucking samurai, and I was like, dude, fucking Bloodborne, Sekiro, what's up? And you were like, what the fuck? And I knew you were gonna play that class. And the point is, so that's where me and you are fundamentally different, because I'm by all means a min-maxer. And so what that means is I'm going to try and find the way that I can overpower the game systems in the best way possible. And I'm going to maximize what I can do with that. Now, magic in this game, in Elden Ring, is fucked to death. That's the best way I can put it. That's a slogan. I'll make a shirt. Like, it's
my magic is fucked
to death. Okay. Like, and so what I did is I took the footage that you shared with me last night that you wanted to make the video of, and I took the footage that I had made and I sent you, and I made a little clip, and I wanted to share that with you. And also with the audience, of course, as well.
You bastard.
And so this will be a premiere of sorts. This video will be on my channel later this week. But this is a special little gift to not only you, because you feature in it, because I love you very much, but also to our audience that comes to this podcast. So without any further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and roll the tape, and you enjoy. You guys have to guess which one is which, by the way. I guess you don't have to guess.
A few moments later.
His name is Head. Dick Head.
I'm sorry, but I was trying to keep it together for so fucking long there, dog. But I just...
You're a bastard. I hate you.
Did you guys get Roman's fucking like teabagging that dude at the end there? Like you motherfucker. Like okay. So straight up. How many attempts?
An hour and a half.
How many attempts? I don't want to hear fucking 90 minutes. How many attempts?
I have no idea. A lot.
Like 30?
Probably.
30?
Nah, probably like 15.
15?
Yeah.
Bro, that was like a one shot for me.
Dude, I'm crying right now.
But it's just like it's tongue in
Bro,
cheek.
I work, guys. I worked so hard to memorize every action.
And
this guy
I want to
makes.
say, before you say anything fucking else, like the dodge timing and
Don't you
everything like that.
Don't give me a pat on the back of the participation award.
No, because let me tell you something. Like that editing on that video took me fucking 2.5 hours. And it took me 2.5 hours because I was trying to match the fucking opera to good dodges from your side and good engagement from the enemy. And it was fucking flawless, right? Because if it wasn't flawless, you'd be fucking dead. Right? Sure. Whereas with me, I just picked whichever random fucking like royalty free song I could get that had a beat, and I just tossed spells out to that beat. I mean, you gotta, this is the beauty, because we're playing the same game, but we're not.
We're not, but like I'm like, I beat this rat fuck. I captured it. I had to delete a capture that was 5 gigs because it was like too long. But just that capture, I got down to 2.
No, you know what's cute though is the one you sent me wasn't the full VOD. You had cut some.
I cut some.
And when I said, dude, send me the full VOD because I want to make a fucking video, then you sent me, and I was like, hold on, there's like 2 more minutes of bullshit here. Like, what is this?
But I'm so proud of me killing this guy.
I'm proud of you too, man.
Go fuck yourself. I send you the video clip and I'm just like, you gotta see this. It's amazing. Look how flawless I am. And you're like, okay, cool. Hold my beer.
I think I sent you back a clip 7 minutes later because I was like, I took your video and I was like, where's this boss? And I found him on the map, fucking rode there with my horse and like just obliterated him.
This will be the final episode of the Separated at Birth podcast. I'm gonna murder my co-host.
No, but I mean,
I have one rule. If you're gonna rip me, it better be funny. And that was funny, so it gets a pass.
No, but I mean, all jokes aside, it really does tie back to the point that we're trying to make about the game, and that is that I am playing a vastly different game to what Roman is playing. And even that footage, for instance, that footage of him is several levels back. His gear has changed by now, his approach to fights has changed by now, all of that. And the same is true for me. The point is, we're both firing up the same game on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
But we're having such drastically different experiences with it. And that to me is, I mean, it's not a lot of games you can say that about, right?
Not a lot of games. And the thing that I want to point out is that even as geared as I am now, the way that I'm playing with a melee class, if I'm not flawless or if I'm not paying attention to the game, I cannot just face roll it.
Yeah,
the game will still punish you.
You get skill checked every fight.
You get skill check. You can over level and get really strong, but you're still gonna get skill checked. And how long?
No, but I mean, a
one
shot's a one shot, Roman.
A one shot's a one shot. Yeah,
we spoke about that before, where it's like 60 vigor versus 20 vigor is one shot, baby. It is what it is. And the difference between farming out 40 points of fucking levels is huge in this game. Like
it is.
I don't know what level you are right now. I think you're close to 100, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
101.
Okay, 101. And I am 87 right now. And 87, if I'm not mistaken, is 48k a level. So I can only imagine what it's for you. It's got to be like in the 60s.
It's 67k.
Yeah. And so just to give you an idea, I created a, I'm not going to snap at this fucking bot in chat and accidentally spill beer all over my keyboard again. I'm just going to let it go. But to farm out even that method that I put out, those little fucking dudes that you kill, that means you have to kill 60 of those little bitches to get one level.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it starts mattering a lot now.
I think it's a beautiful thing. The game offers you a lot of ways to play. We're both taking very different ways to play and still enjoying the game immensely. It is great to sit around the table and share this gaming experience with my buddy and share this podcast and this platform with all of the people, because, you know, we always try to let everybody know when we get around the table and we talk about the things that we like, we all realize that we were all separated at birth. This has been episode 6 of the podcast. I just really, really am grateful that we get to have this block of time, this window, and this moment of existence together and with the people. Thank you so much for the chat. Thank you so much for everybody who's going to watch this later. Please remember, you can join the show by submitting your questions or comments using the Streamlabs link in the description of the video, and that is botting throughout the chat. And if you can't support that way, you always can support the channel by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing it with a buddy, and commenting after the fact. I don't know what you're giggling about, but send us home, Big Daddy. Send us home.
Oh no, it's a random thought that went in my head. But what's not a random thought is the absolute, adoration and thanks that I have for everybody that's watched this podcast with us. And that goes out to you as well, my friend. You are such a fucking absolute fucking joy to do this with, and I have so much fun with you. And I want to thank you for being such a good sport and for just, fucking kicking it with me, dude. It means a lot to me. It's it's doubly blessing to be able to not only enjoy this medium, but to also be able to discuss it with people. But on that note, I want everybody in this chat and you to have a fantastic week. I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit later after this. I think I might take a little bit of a roasting after.
I'm going to kick your ass.
But I fucking want all of you to have a fantastic week. Of course, catch Rome's stream later tonight when he is getting some Elden Ring. And of course, tomorrow is Anything Goes at the Full Measures Shopper Horrors. So definitely come show in for that. But more than anything, even if you don't make it to any of that, have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Not weekend, Jesus, I wish, right? Week and then weekend. But don't take it too serious. Work comes and goes, but good times fucking stay. Take care of yourselves. And see you soon.
Stay safe, everyone.